Everyone, it's Cass. Welcome back to my channel, What Cass Read. Today we are going to do the spoiler discussion of A Darker Shade of Magic written by V.E. Schwab. Like I said in my spoiler-free review, I wasn't initially planning on doing a video for a book that has already been reviewed like so many umpteen bajillion times on Booktube, but you guys come here for my opinions and a lot of you trust what I have to say, so I did have some things to say about this book, and here are the spoilers. First of all, my leg fell asleep when I was filming that other review. I don't know what happened. Ugh. So I gotta get myself together for this one. I mentioned it in my spoiler-free discussion just about some of the world building aspects of this book. I initially bought this book because I had been sold on the premise of these 4 parallel London universes. I'm just a sucker for anything that takes place in London because that's one of my favorite cities in the world. But as I was reading this book, then I started thinking that this is actually kind of some lazy storytelling, a little bit of lazy world building here, because the idea is set up that there's going to be these 4 parallel Londons, but only the names are similar. It just like grated me to no end at the very end of the book, where it was just like Lila's going through Red London and Kella's like, oh yeah, nothing's actually the same, it's just the name of the city. And she's like, okay, well, where's such and such, where's Europe? And he's like, well, it's actually like, this is a bigger country. And it was just so lazy to me the way it was set up. It's just like, oh, well, it's a city called London, but it's completely different, nothing's the same. This palace isn't the same thing. The River Thames is the same, but it's a different name. And it's like, so then just make it a different world. I don't know. I haven't heard anyone else complaining about it, but for me, I was like, oh, okay. I thought it would have been cool if like it was the London that we know, and then each of the different parallel universes, and the magic that affects those Londons, like Red London and how vibrantly magic it is, White London, how devoid of magic it is. I thought it actually would have been a lot cooler if it was the same gray London, but just the different flavors of magic were placed on each London instead. I thought that would have been way cooler. The other thing that bothered me were all the character deaths. Like, they were minor characters, so it shouldn't have mattered. It made me believe that V.E. Schwab can write a character with a little bit of a background to them, and then she would kill them. Like the tavern owner in Grey London, I can't remember these names, because she killed them. You know, the tavern owner in Grey London, then we had Kell's arch rival in Red London, and there were just a few other people like Prince Rye's guards. Like, these could have been some really great secondary characters, and then they were all killed. And so now we're left with literally just Kell and Lila and Rye and Holland, maybe. That's not enough for me. I really would have liked to see more of Kell's like arch rival magician collector guy. I thought that was a really great setup, and then, oh, he's dead. And then to get the background story on Lila's tavern owner, friend, protector, guardian, we don't get anything of that either. He's just killed too. Brings me to the main gripe that I have, and it's Kell and Lila were just not fully developed. Like, they were cool characters, but there was like nothing to them really, other than the main plot and the main action that we had. As I was reading it, I was getting a lot of parallels between Vin and Kelsier in the Final Empire Mistborn trilogy. It was just like a little too much for me, where I'm like, man, I've seen this kind of buddy cop duo before, and this version of it, Kell and Lila, aren't really adding anything to this kind of dynamic. It was just very, very cliched, boring. That's why I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. All right, so there was one plot hole that I also had to pick a gripe with, and that was the black stone, right? So Holland is able to sense the black stone, and Kell's able to sense the black stone, and Lila can kind of feel the black stone. It seems to me like everybody can sense this black stone, but then how was it never discovered before? And why weren't they after it before? Like, why was it at just this precise moment that all of a sudden the world went to shit because this black stone existed, but not before, even though Holland could sense it? That to me seemed not very well thought out, and I just didn't know what to think about that one. Yeah, that's why this book got 3 out of 5 stars for me. I read it very quickly, it was really action-packed or whatever, but it's just like very surface value, and I think that might be a lot of people's complaints with it, is just it didn't have enough to it. Short and sweet spoilers video, just like you like them. Yeah, you guys know how these videos end. I'll talk to you later. Bye.